Happy new moon in Pisces, sisters. She is the feminine mystic inside of you. The moon is always drawing us, luring us, pulling us back into our wholeness. Her whole cycle represents the wholeness of your full spectrum woman. Pisces within you is the oracle. She is the visionary. She is the dreamer. She is the artist. She is intuitive, sensitive, imaginative. She is compassionate. Her superpower is her X-ray vision that allows her to see beyond apparent reality. She knows there is a deeper truth than meets the eye. This is the part of you that traffics in the mystery. This is the part of you that is pulled to the forest at night. This is the part of you that finds yourself in the sound healing, in yoga class, in the women's circle, who finds yourself longing to cultivate soul. The mystic within you is willing to dissolve in the ocean of consciousness in order to evolve, willing to die to who she thought she was in order to be reborn into who she is destined to be, just like the ancient primordial Orosboros, the snake that eats her own tail. She is ever in that process of dying and being reborn. Deeper and deeper and deeper, she spirals into her center, into her nature as oneness, her nature as union with all of life, with all of spirit. She is the last sign of the zodiac, symbolizing that moment of death before rebirth. The feminine mystic embodies the sacred union of body and soul, merged forever in endless lovemaking. The feminine mystic within you awakens within the dream of life to remember that she is not only a drop of water in the ocean, she is the ocean herself. The feminine mystic isn't trying to play God. She's remembering that she actually is God. This X-ray vision grants her access to immense truth and creativity that arises from the great dark void, the ocean of oneness, the primordial great mother ocean from which all life is birthed. This all sounds very fluid, expansive, boundaryless, and you're right, it is. This is both her gift and her challenge. Pisces needs to be grounded and embodied because Pisces is lives in the heart and the third eye. But as women on the path, we are reclaiming the feminine path now. We are not here just to live from the head up or the heart up. We are here to live from the pussy and the womb up and down. In order to come into her magic superpowers, Pisces must be grounded. She is always rooted in divine love and depth and purpose. She knows that her very presence is a blessing, imparting peace to others. And yet, when we get lost in the union and the oneness, we forget why we came here to this planet, why we came here to this body, why we chose this earth at this time. The angels and ethers of love that from which we came, so magical, to that we will return to that space of samadhi, of knowing of truth. And we chose this path because the angels don't experience pleasure. They don't experience sound, sight, touch, smell. They live in the realm of vibration. But you, sister, you have taken a vow that you would forget who you are in order in exchange for this embodied experience. And yet this part of you, the feminine mystic, she always has her finger on that original vibration, her memory anchored somewhere deep within her of her true source, of her true identity. The mystic within you, when offered red pill or blue pill in the matrix, she chooses the red pill. The mystic within you wants to know the truth at all costs. And yet, the mystic walks the edge. As a water sign, playing in the deep oceanic waters of consciousness can be a tricky game. The shadows of Pisces are abundant, even as her gifts are plentiful. To become an adept adventurer in the waters of spirituality and creativity, the mystic needs a map, a boat, and oars to travel in those boundless waters. Without an anchor, the mystic can quickly become the addict. The psychotic can quickly become the psychotic. And the genius artist cuts off her ear. Sister, as a mystic, these are waters to be navigated with sensitivity, waters to be navigated from a deep rooting into our physical body, a deep rooting into our self-care, a deep rooting into a community of sisters to support us, a deep rooting into mentors we trust, a deep rooting into the direct experience of our senses. Because this month, your dreams, your psychic visions, your creative visions, the expression through your voice, through your pen, through your dance, might be on fire. So stay tuned. Just look out for that. And yet, we want to know how we're navigating that energy, because it is ever so easy to get sucked into the land of dreams, the oceanic void, the waters of Pisces, that that death portal, that place where, that moment of death where we remember who we are, we reunite back with consciousness, we look back on our life and we're like, oh, I see. Just a dream this life was, passed in an instant. Just a dream, just a tip of the toe into one piece of the puzzle of consciousness. This piece that has smell, touch, taste, and sight, this human life. When we seek and grasp for the medicine journey, when we're constantly in the growth portal, when we're constantly breaking down our conceptions of who we are, we can get lost. So our boundaries of self-care are imperative, but as are our boundaries of what is our yes, what is our no, our boundaries with other people, with other humans. Because Pisces feels everything. Pisces is an empath. The mystic knows. This is such a part of my experience. It took me so long in my life to even understand that I was feeling everyone's emotions. And I had no idea what my emotions were, because I'm so Piscean, I'm so intuitive and empathic. And so my deep work in this world is to understand what's me and what's them. What's me and what's them. A powerful affirmation to come into balance in Pisces is, this is my body, and here I am. This is me, and here I am. The endless compassion of Pisces might even invite the affirmation, no matter what, I love myself. No matter what, I accept myself. This is the gift of Pisces. That chant, we all come from the goddess, and to her we shall return like a drop of rain flowing to the ocean. This is a Piscean chant. This is a reminder that we are both the drop of water and the ocean. We are both the wave and the ocean. In her light and her power, she is sensitive, intuitive, psychic, spiritual, mystic. She is a visionary, a dreamer. She is unconditionally loving. She wants to save the world. She is romantic. She is artistic. She is introverted. She is poetic. She is able to experience. She might even be the renunciate who pulls away from the outer world in order to investigate her inner world. She is who we are when we drop into womb cave and we say, okay, take a break, outside world, I'm going in. She is imaginative, and the root word of imaginative is magic, of course. Pisces is that mystic who carries the magic. And we look to the goddess Yamaya, the great ocean goddess from Africa, to guide us here, and we might look to all the mother goddesses, to Mother Mary, Kuan Yin. We might look to all the oceanic goddesses, Lakshmi. We look to the ocean herself, the beginning of all life. This amniotic fluid of our own spine, that was the fluid we were carrying, we were floating in our mother's womb, that is the fluid of your own womb, that is the same chemical structure as the ocean herself. Ocean, womb, amniotic fluid, all related, the void of fertility. Her history, one of Yamaya's stories, is as she seeks, she flees to find refuge from a great plague. And as she flees to find refuge, her body begins to change as she needs to take sanctuary, as she needs to find solace. Instead of succumbing to the trouble that haunts her, she transforms into a flowing river. And the river doesn't stop in the forest, but it flows onward, eventually merging with the ocean. Yamaya, the great mother goddess of the ocean, reminds us that everything that happens in the 3D, everything that is here and now, it started as a dream. It arose from the void of possibility. You were once just a sparkle in your mother's eye. Your artwork, your life as art, your book, it's maybe just still a sparkle in your eye. Your business, maybe just a sparkle in your eye. What you desire for your family, what you desire for the world, what you desire for yourself, maybe just a sparkle in your eye. Or the bigger vision is just a sparkle in your eye. But the feminine superpower of Pisces is that she knows manifestation and materialization in the 3D is just a densification of consciousness itself. That it all starts in the dream world. It all starts in the vision world. And the seeds of your current self existed always inside of you, just as your egg, the egg that became you, existed inside of your mother's womb when she was inside of her grandmother. Womb-manifestation versus manifestation, not just action taking, right? But allowing and surrendering. This is the feminine superpower of Pisces. The power of surrender into oneness, the power of surrender into union, the power of uniting in our relationships, our friendships, the power of uniting in the circle, the power of becoming one with nature on our walks. The feminine superpower of Pisces is that capacity to just let go and just to release and drop down the walls that prevent us from experiencing our true nature, our original nature as oneness. And yet her shadows are real. She is a mermaid, but approach her with caution as she swims at depths most would drown in. This is the dual side of the mystic. As we said, the mystic has a boat, oars, and a map. She has boundaries. She has self-care. But the addict is swimming in those same waters of consciousness, or the psychotic, but they are just drowning and flailing. Shadows of Pisces: escapism, illusion, delusion, deception, self-deception, deception by others. Avoidant of reality, wants to go into fantasy. Isolation, ungrounded, wants to live from the heart chakra up. Easily addicted to spirituality. Easily addicted to romance. Easily comes into union with a beloved, but then loses herself, her own desires. She is a psychic sponge taking in everything. She is spirit, but not fully living in the body. And another challenge that is inherent within Pisces is spiritual bypassing. It can be so tempting to come into union with the waters of consciousness, to come into union with the waters of our dreams, to be fully immersed in our artwork, fully immersed in our healing. And yet, we chose this human life. Part of that means dealing with the daily shit, right? It means taking care of ourselves, providing for ourselves. It means keeping our nervous system safe. It means keeping our family fed. It means keeping a house over our head. Of course, this is why Virgo is the opposite polarity of Pisces, and we will meet her ever so soon at the full moon, as we always do. Every month they come together because they are polarities, both priestesses. Pisces, the high priestess that sees beyond the 3D and lives in that place, and maybe lives so much in that place that she doesn't even interact necessarily as much with the human realm. And the priestess is Virgo. She has all of her moon water laid out in order. She has all of her herbs laid out in order. She is the acupuncturist. She is the doctor. She is the keeper of the information that is the healing information. She is in service, but in a way that is grounded, where it's all labeled, right? And it's organized. And when we have that heartache, or we have that urinary tract infection, she knows what to do. Pisces is operating in those oceanic realms, in the shamanic realms, in the realms of the tree of life, the great below and the great above, the fullness of the spirit realms, the vertical axis versus the horizontal axis on which the Virgo lives. They balance each other. They need each other. So, sister, as we close up this homage to the mystic within you, I ask you this month to listen closely to your intuition and your dreams. Remember always that the mystic reminds us when we are disconnected from our intuition, we are disconnected from the feminine. But also to take the path of feminine awakening versus the path of masculine awakening. Both are great. We need both, right? The masculine mystic shows up every day to his practice, to our practice, to meditate and be in stillness, right? The feminine mystic, and there's even maybe a goal to that spiritual practice, right? It's maybe like we want to calm the mind, or we want to reach enlightenment. The feminine mystic arrives to the temple here and now in this moment. The feminine mystic awakens in this moment, in this body. So get thee onto the land, sister. Your visions and your dreams don't just happen while you're sleeping or writing in your journal. Your visions are offered from the earth herself. Get thee onto the land. Take off your shoes if you can. Even give yourself a moment if you're in snow, to get your feet on the earth and to feel the vibration of her, the transmission of her, so that you can be grounded in your body, in your feet, in your lower body, in your womb, in your root, in addition to cultivating the gifts of the heart, the gifts of the mind, which I'm guessing if you're here with us on this path, chances are you are already deeply schooled and deeply connected to these centers of the heart and the third eye. And yet, how many women are disconnected from our wombs? And of course, the wombs are the site of the vision fast, as we always learn with Aquarius, right? Comes right before Pisces, of course, because we get more and more mystical as we head towards this end, before we are reborn ever so soon into the newness of the zodiac at our spring equinox. We are reborn into Aries, the baby. So cherish and relish in your crone this month. Drop in with your intuition, but stay in your body, stay in your boundaries. Don't get lost. All right, loves. Blessings on this new moon. May you commune this month with your feminine mystic, dropping in with the journal prompts and sharing in our chat what comes up for you, what's alive for you as you cultivate this part of yourself in balance, in harmony, and in the fullness of her superpowers of X-ray vision and surrender, trust. Blessed be.